Imagine building a lifetime of wealth and assets, only to see it eroded by debt after you're gone. What if you could safeguard your legacy and ensure your loved ones receive what you intended, free from the burden of unpaid debts? Welcome to the third installment of our series, where we dive deep into the strategies for managing debt in estate planning. In this video, we're not just talking about reducing what you owe. We're discussing powerful tactics to protect your estate, secure your assets, and guarantee that your financial legacy remains intact for generations to come. If you think debt has to derail your estate plan, think again. Stay with us and learn how to turn potential financial pitfalls into opportunities for stronger, more resilient planning. Your future, and the future of those you care about, starts now. Exploring various strategies for managing debt in estate planning. Dealing with debt is a crucial aspect of estate planning that requires careful consideration and strategic decision-making. In this section, we will explore various strategies to effectively manage debt as part of the estate planning process. 1. Assessing the total debt burden. The first step in managing debt in estate planning is to conduct a comprehensive assessment of the total debt burden. This includes identifying all outstanding debts such as mortgages, credit card balances, personal loans, and other liabilities. 2. Prioritizing debt repayment. Once the total debt burden is assessed, it is essential to prioritize debt repayment based on factors such as interest rates, terms of repayment, and potential consequences of default. High-interest debts should be paid off first to minimize the overall cost of debt. 3. Utilizing assets to pay off debt. Estate planning involves evaluating assets that can be liquidated or used to pay off debts. Assets such as real estate properties, investment portfolios, and valuable personal belongings can be sold or leveraged to reduce debt obligations. 4. Establishing a debt repayment plan. Developing a structured debt repayment plan can help in effectively managing debts during the estate planning process. This plan should outline specific goals, timelines, and budget allocations to ensure timely repayment of debts. 5. Consideration of estate distribution. When planning the distribution of assets to beneficiaries, it is important to consider how debts will be settled. Certain assets may need to be allocated specifically for debt repayment to avoid burdening beneficiaries with liabilities. 6. Utilizing trusts and insurance. Trusts can be utilized as effective tools for managing debt in estate planning. Establishing a trust fund to cover debt obligations or naming beneficiaries who can use life insurance proceeds to settle debts are strategies to consider. 7. Seeking professional advice. Consulting with financial advisors, estate planning attorneys, and tax professionals can provide valuable insights and guidance on managing debt effectively in estate planning. These professionals can offer tailored strategies based on individual circumstances and goals. 8. Regular review and adjustment. Debt management strategies should be regularly reviewed and adjusted as financial circumstances change. Periodic assessments of debt levels, asset valuations, and estate planning goals can help ensure that the chosen strategies remain relevant and effective. Exploring various strategies for managing debt in estate planning is essential for achieving financial security and ensuring a smooth transfer of assets to beneficiaries. By following these strategies and seeking professional advice, individuals can navigate the complexities of debt management in estate planning with confidence and efficiency. Paying off debt versus transferring debt. When it comes to estate planning, one crucial consideration is how to handle any outstanding debts left behind by the deceased individual. Two common approaches are paying off debt and transferring debt. Each method has its own implications and should be carefully evaluated based on the specific circumstances of the estate. Paying off debt. Paying off debt involves using the assets of the estate to settle any outstanding debts before distributing the remaining assets to the beneficiaries. This approach ensures that the beneficiaries receive their inheritance free of any encumbrances and can be beneficial in simplifying the estate administration process. By clearing all debts, the executor can effectively close the estate and prevent any potential complications that may arise from unresolved debts. However, paying off debt may not always be the most practical or efficient option, especially if the estate lacks sufficient liquid assets to cover all debts. In such cases, selling off assets to pay off debts may result in a reduced inheritance for the beneficiaries. It is essential to prioritize debts based on their urgency and impact, as some debts may carry higher interest rates or legal consequences if left unpaid. Transferring debt. Transferring debt involves assigning the responsibility for outstanding debts to specific beneficiaries or heirs. This approach can be implemented through various legal mechanisms. such as creating a trust or specifying debt repayment terms in the estate plan. By transferring debt to beneficiaries, the estate can preserve its assets and ensure that the burden of debt falls on those who directly benefit from the inheritance. However, transferring debt requires careful planning and consideration to avoid creating undue financial strain on beneficiaries. It is crucial to clearly communicate any debt obligations to the designated individuals and provide them with the necessary resources to fulfill these obligations. Additionally, transferring debt may have tax implications and could affect the overall distribution of assets among beneficiaries. The decision between paying off debt and transferring debt in estate planning should be based on a thorough assessment of the estate's financial situation, the nature of the debts involved, and the preferences of the deceased individual. Consulting with a legal or financial advisor can help navigate this complex decision-making process and ensure that the estate plan aligns with the goals and interests of all parties involved. Utilizing insurance and trusts to mitigate debt impact. Utilizing insurance and trusts can be effective strategies to mitigate the impact of debt in estate planning. In this section, we will explore how these tools can be used to protect assets and provide financial security for both the estate and its beneficiaries. 1. Insurance policies. One way to safeguard against debt impacting an estate is by purchasing insurance policies. Life insurance in particular can be a valuable asset that can be used to cover outstanding debts upon the individual's passing. The death benefit from a life insurance policy can be used to pay off debts, ensuring that creditors do not go after the estate's assets. By designating the proceeds of the life insurance policy to be used specifically for debt repayment, the estate can be protected, and beneficiaries can receive their inheritance without the burden of debt. 2. Trusts. Trusts are another powerful tool that can be utilized to manage debt in estate planning. By establishing a trust, an individual can transfer assets into the trust, effectively removing them from their estate. This can help protect those assets from creditors seeking repayment of debts. Additionally, trusts can provide a level of control over how assets are managed and distributed, allowing the individual to dictate how and when beneficiaries receive their inheritance. Irrevocable trusts. Irrevocable trusts can be particularly useful for protecting assets from creditors. Once assets are transferred into an irrevocable trust, they are no longer considered part of the individual's estate, providing a layer of protection against creditors. Spendthrift trusts. A spendthrift trust is designed to protect assets from creditors while also providing controlled distributions to beneficiaries. The terms of the trust can specify when and how beneficiaries receive their inheritance, ensuring that assets are not squandered or seized by creditors. Utilizing insurance and trusts can be effective strategies to mitigate the impact of debt in estate planning. By incorporating these tools into an estate plan, individuals can protect their assets, provide financial security for their loved ones, and ensure that their wishes are carried out according to their intentions. Negotiating and settling debts to protect the estate. When it comes to estate planning, dealing with outstanding debts is a crucial aspect that requires careful attention. Negotiating and settling debts can help protect the estate from unnecessary financial burdens and ensure that the assets are distributed according to the deceased's wishes. 1. Assessment of debts. The first step in negotiating and settling debts is to conduct a thorough assessment of the deceased's outstanding debts. This may include mortgage payments, credit card bills, personal loans, medical bills, and any other liabilities. By understanding the full extent of the debts, the executor or personal representative can develop a strategy for negotiation. 2. Prioritization of debts. Not all debts are created equal, and some may have higher priority than others. For example, secured debts such as a mortgage or car loan may need to be addressed first to prevent the loss of the assets securing the debt. By prioritizing debts, the estate can avoid unnecessary complications and protect valuable assets. 3. Communication with creditors. Open and transparent communication with creditors is key to successful debt negotiation. It is important to inform creditors of the deceased's passing and provide them with the necessary documentation, such as a death certificate and proof of executorship. By keeping creditors informed, the estate can maintain a positive relationship and work towards a mutually beneficial resolution. 4. Negotiation strategies. When negotiating debts, it is essential to approach the process with a clear strategy. This may involve negotiating a reduced settlement amount, setting up a payment plan, or exploring other options based on the estate's financial situation. Working with a skilled attorney or financial advisor can help navigate the negotiation process and ensure the best possible outcome for the estate. 5. Documentation and record keeping. Throughout the debt negotiation process, it is crucial to maintain detailed records of all communications, agreements, and payments made. Keeping accurate documentation can help prevent misunderstandings and disputes with creditors in the future. Additionally, having a clear record of the negotiation process can protect the estate from potential legal challenges. 6. Final settlement and release. Once an agreement has been reached with creditors, it is important to obtain a final settlement agreement and release. This document should outline the terms of the settlement, including the amount to be paid and any additional conditions. By obtaining a formal agreement, the estate can ensure that the debt has been fully resolved and protect against any future claims. Negotiating and settling debts is a critical component of estate planning that requires careful consideration and strategic planning. By assessing debts, prioritizing liabilities, communicating effectively with creditors, utilizing negotiation strategies, documenting the process, and obtaining final settlements, the estate can protect its assets and ensure a smooth distribution of wealth according to the deceased's wishes. As we wrap up this deep dive into managing debt in estate planning, it's clear that addressing debt isn't just about balancing the books. It's about protecting your legacy and ensuring your loved ones are taken care of according to your wishes. The strategies we've discussed today are more than just financial tools. They're powerful steps towards securing the future you've worked so hard to build. Remember, estate planning is not a one-size-fits-all approach. It's a personalized process that needs to adapt to your unique circumstances and evolving financial landscape. By taking proactive measures now, whether it's prioritizing debt repayment, leveraging insurance, or utilizing trusts, you can ensure that your estate plan not only manages debt effectively, but also preserves the wealth and stability you want to pass on. Thank you for joining us in this crucial conversation. Stay tuned as we continue to explore more ways to strengthen your estate plan in the upcoming videos of this series. Your legacy deserves nothing less than the best planning, and with the right strategies in place, you can make that happen.